Hello everyone, good morning to all of you. Welcome to Viti Pathshala. So I wanted to start early today at the 6 a.m. but due to some update problem, so I was not able to take the class at that time. So it took me a lot of time to connect. So now I am back. So we will be starting, and today our target is completing the social science part of the class, that is the class of the 6th class, term 3rd. So I have sent you the syllabus yesterday, and we will be doing it today. We will be completing it today in this class. So the topics for the today's discussion or the today's class are, we will start with the संगम एज. हम संगम एज से स्टार्ट करेंगे और फिर पोस्ट मौर्य पढ़ेंगे, देन द एज ऑफ द एम्पायर, डेट इज द गुप्ता एंड द वर्धन्स एंड द साउथ इंडियन किंगडम्स वी वुड बी डूइंग. So that will end our this by after completing this will end our the topics for the history part would be completed at here. So we would be doing these things. So if I talk to you about the Sangam age, and after that we would be doing the geography part हम करेंगे, और geography के बाद then we would be doing the globe is very important. Here we would be learning about the latitude and the longitude. I think I might have taken the class. I will see that if I have taken or not taken the class for the globe or not. Then the understanding disaster and the democracy, then the local bodies and the road safety we would be doing. And the remember that your disaster management is a topic in the GS3, so that we would be doing here in the understanding the disaster. तो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट चैप्टर, डेट इज द संगम एज. पहला चैप्टर स्टार्ट करते हैं जो कि बात करता है संगम एज की. तो हेयर वी हैव टू स्टडी अबाउट द थ्री थिंग्स, डेट इज द चेरा, चोलाज एंड द पांड्याज. 3 किंगडम्स हुई थी संगम एज की, जो थी चेरा, चोलाज एंड द पांड्याज, एंड अबाउट देम वी हैव टू लर्न हेयर. Now from today I am starting a new initiative, and the new initiative is like that I would be covering the current affairs for you, and that is the Indian Express newspaper I would be covering, the editorials I would be covering today. So if I talk to you about the Sangam, now if I talk to you about the Sangam, so what does the Sangam mean? Sangam, it is related to the Tamil language, so most probably it is related to the Tamil language and the Tamil literature, but we have to do this topic, and that's why we are doing, because it is important for not for the Tamil but also for the your UPSC exam. It is important, so that's why I have taken this topic for the class today. Now if I talk to you about the Sangam age, the meaning of the Sangam is assembly. तो संगम का मतलब क्या होता है? हिंदी में भी अगर हम बात करें तो संगम का मतलब होता है असेंबली, या एक जगह जो सब इकट्ठा हो रहा है. सो यू ऑल नो डेट द संगम एट द इलाहाबाद. आपने एक संगम सुना होगा इलाहाबाद, जहाँ पे 3 रिवर्स, द 3 रिवर्स दे कम एंड द मीट, दैट इज ऑल्सो कॉल्ड एज द संगम एट द इलाहाबाद. Now this Sangam is, it is related to the Sangam का मतलब हुआ assembly. Now 3 संगम्स हुए थे. कितने संगम हुए थे? 3 संगम हुए थे, 3. और किसने बुलाए थे? Who called that these संगम्स? These संगम्स were called by the पांड्याज के द्वारा. तो हम पांड्याज के बारे में पढ़ेंगे कि कौन थे पांड्याज और इन्होंने क्यों संगम को बुलाया. Why did they call these संगम्स? नाउ नेक्स्ट इज संगम वर हेल्ड एट दी. मदुरई में हुए थे सारे. पांड्याज ने बुलाए, कहां पर हुए? मदुरई में हुए. कहां पर हुए? मदुरई में. दे वर हेल्ड एट द मदुरई. नाउ द बुक रिटन ड्यूरिंग द सेकंड संगम इज, और एक बुक लिखी गई थी सेकंड संगम के टाइम पे, उसका नाम क्या है? इट इज नोन एज द तलकपियम. A book written at the second Sangam is known as the Talakpiyam. So Sangam means the assembly. So the poets were assembled and the 3 Sangams were held. They were organized by the Pandyas. They were held at the Madurai, and the book written at the second Sangam, it as the Talakpiyam. Now Itugai. So Itugai. If I talk to you about the Itugai was written during the third Sangam and it is the greatest work of the Sangam age. Itugai को जो है तीसरे संगम में लिखा गया था. This book, the Itugai, was written in the third Sangam, during the third Sangam, and it is the greatest work at the time of the Sangam age. Now Tirukkural is the Bible of Tamil Nadu. So what is the Bible? It is the Tirukkural. So this is known as the Bible of the Tamil Nadu. A reference is given, and it was written by the Tiruvalluvar. So it was written by the Tiruvalluvar. Now the age of the 3 southern kingdoms. So I have, in the starting I told you that this is the age of the 3 kingdoms. And that are the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas, and that is known as the Sangam age. इसी को हम संगम एज बोलते हैं कि भाई Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas का जो टाइम है हम उसको जो है संगम एज बोलते हैं. Now संगम लिटरेचर, the कुरल, शिल्पदिकरम, मणि मेकली, जेवक चिंतमणि. So these are not important, but you know that the 3 Sangams were held, and the 3 Sangams were held at the Madurai, Kapatpuram and the Madurai. First as the Madurai, second as the Katapuram, and the third as the Madurai. So this was all that I have to tell about the beginning, and now we will start learning the chapter. So after learning the chapter, you would be able to know about the Sangam Tamil literature is a main source for the study of the ancient Tamil society. Now to know about the Movendars, the 3 kings. The Movendars were called as the 3 great kings. These were the Cholas, Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. So in this class we would be learning about the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas king, to gain about the understanding about the administrative system and the social system that was there in the Tamizagam, and to learn about the Kabra period. So there would be some words which I would not be able to pronounce correct, so pardon me for that. So the Sangam age, the word Sangam refers to the association of the poet. As I said to the beginning that it is the association of the poets, or the Sangam, that is means the assembly. So assembly of the poets, मतलब कि सारे जितने भी गायक poets होते थे वो जाके मिलते थे, उसको संगम कहते थे. And they used to write the poem on the 2 topics. There were the 2 topics favorite. One was the war and the love. और वो 2 तरह की कविताएं लिखते थे, एक तो प्यार के ऊपर और एक लड़ाई के ऊपर. सो लव एंड दी वॉर वाली किताबें. Who flourished under the royal patronage of the Pandya kings. So the Pandyas have called and they were held at the Madurai. Now the poem composed by the poets are the collectively known as the Sangam literature बोलते हैं. Now the period in which these poems were composed, and that is known as the Sangam age. और जिस period में इनको organize किया गया, इनको compose किया गया, that period is known as the Sangam age. Now if I talk to you about the inscriptions, so inscriptions, now Hathi Gumpha inscriptions of the king Kareval. So this is the only king about whom we know. So Kaling, when we will be studying about the Kaling, we will come to know about that there is only one king about whom we came to know in the Kaling dynasty. Kaling जो dynasty है उसमें हमें सिर्फ एक जो कारेवाल है उसके बारे में पता चलता है और बाकियों के बारे में हमें नहीं पता चलता है. तो हाथी गुम्फा inscriptions of the king Kareval of the Kaling, Pugular, near the inscriptions of the Ashokan edict 2, that is the एक तो सबसे पहले तो हमें हाथी गुम्फा किसने लगाया था? कारेवाल ने लगवाया था. दूसरा अशोक के एडिक्ट से उनसे पता चलता है अबाउट द संगम लिटरेचर के बारे में. एंड द इंस्क्रिप्शन फाउंडेड द मंगुलम, अलगमलाई एंड द किलावलू, ऑल नियर द मदुरई. नाउ पहली चीज जो सोर्सेज दैट वी कम टू नो इज द इंस्क्रिप्शन। सेकंड होता है मतलब इंस्क्रिप्शन मतलब कि गुदवा देते थे, वो पत्थरों पे कुछ ना कुछ लिखवा देते थे, उसको इंस्क्रिप्शन बोलते हैं। नेक्स्ट कम्स इज द कॉपर प्लेट्स। कॉपर प्लेट्स वेल्विकुडी एंड द चिनामनूर कॉपर प्लेट्स वर द फेमस। Now next comes is the coins. Now coins were issued by the Cheras, Cholas और पांड्याज इशू करते थे from those coins। तो आप कहोगे कि सर coins से कैसे पता चलता है? क्योंकि coins में उनके जो राजा की, उनके आसपास जो चीजें हो रही थी उनको डिपिक्ट करते थे। तो from the coins we come to know about and the chieftains of the Sangam age as well as the Roman coins जो यहाँ पर आते थे, we came to know about the Sangam literature. Now next comes is the megalithic monuments, so burials and the hero stones, then the excavated materials from the Adichanunar, Arikamededu, Kodumanal, Pohur, Korkai, Alagam or here. That is not important. These words are not important for the UPSC. You must know about the basic of the Sangam age. इतना डीप में हमें नहीं पढ़ना है, हमें सिर्फ ये पता होना चाहिए कि क्या था, कहाँ से पता चलता है संगम एज, संगम एज किस चीज पर बेस्ड थी। एंड ऑल्सो अबाउट द लिटरेरी सोर्सेज। लिटरेरी सोर्सेज ये इंपॉर्टेंट है, दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट। द तोलक पीएम आई टोल्ड यू, देन द सेकंड में हुआ था, देन द इतुगई इज नोन, इतुगई इन दी दैट इज इन द थर्ड वन। इतुगई जो ग्रेटेस्ट वर्क बोलते हैं इसको एट द संगम पीरियड का, इतुगई लिखी गई थी। देन पातुपटु एंड द अदर वन दिस अ बिग नेम Patinan Kija Khanaku, a collection of the 18 poetic works, and Patina Palai and Madura Kanji epic Shilpathikaram and the Mani Meghalai. So these are the literary sources and you have to know about the first one, the second and the Patupatu, and about the Patanipalai and Madura Kanji and the Mani Meghalai. So this is important. Mani Meghalai is important. Now if I foreign notices, the Periplus of the Erythraean Sea, Pliny Natural History, Ptolemy's Geography, Megasthenes Indica, Rajvali, Mahavamsa and the Deepvamsa, ये बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट है, ये इंपॉर्टेंट है। महावंसा एंड द दीपवंसा, व्हाट आर दीज? दीज आर द बुद्धिस्ट टेक्स्ट हैं उस टाइम के। सो वी केम टू नो अबाउट देम। Now Tolak PM, so this is important. Tolak PM, what is Tolak PM? Is a Tamil grammar. It represents the quality of the Tamil language and the culture of the Tamil people of the Sangam age, उनके बारे में बताता है। Now its time span, if I talk to you about the time span, it is the 3rd century BC to the 3rd century AD. You will find the time span of the Sangam age. Now Tamilgam is the Vengadam, Tirupati hills in the north and the Kanyakumari in the Cape Comorin in the south, and the bounded by the sea on the east and the west. So the age is the Iron Age. So Iron Age, at the time of the Iron Age, the Sangam was there. Then the culture was the megalithic culture, polity was the monarchy, and the dynasties ruled were the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. Now George L. Hart, the professor of the Tamil language at the University of the California, has said the Tamil is the old as Latin. तो इन्होंने ये कहा है कि तमिल जो है वो old है Latin के बराबर। The language arose as an entirely independent tradition with no influence of the other languages. So it is also a part of the classical language का भी part है. So it is the part of classical language. Remember that. Now we will start learning about the kings, 3 great kings that were known as the Movenders. So Movenders were the 3 great kings, control the territory of the Tamil Hagam during the Sangam age. The Tamil word Vendar was used to refer the 3 dynasties, and these dynasties were the Cheras, Cholas or Pandyas. The Cheras ruled over the central and the north Travancore, Cochin, South Malabar, Kongu region of the Tamil Nadu. So Cheras कहाँ पर थे? Cheras आपके Travancore वाला, Cochin वाला area, then south का Malabar, Kongu region of the Tamil Nadu. There you will find the Cheras. Now Pathitru Pathu. Pathithrupathu, a collection of the decades of the verses provide information about the Chera kings. So हमें कहाँ से information मिलती है? एक जो 10 decades of the verses हैं जो कि पाथिपथु में लिखी हुई हैं, वहाँ से पता चलता है हमें. Now it is known that the Chera king Sangutuvum went on the military expedition to the North India. He brought stones from the Himalayas for making the idol of the Kanagi. तो ये यहाँ से हिमालय से पत्थर लेके जाते हैं कनागी की मूर्ति बनाने के लिए. A epic character of the शिल्पपति करम. तो ये एक कैरेक्टर था. He was a character of the शिल्पपति करम. Now he introduced the Patini cult. So Patini cult was introduced by the Sangutuvum. Now the another Chera king is the Cheral. Another Chera king is the Cheral Iruporai. Now Cheran Senguptam, the younger brother, was the Ilango Adigal. He was the other Silk Patikaram. Another Chera king, Cheral Iruporai, issued the coins on his name. Some Chera coins bear their emblem of the bow and the arrow. So it is hard to pronounce these Tamil words, but I am trying hard to pronounce these. Now prominent Chera rulers, these are the Udayan Cheralathan, then the Ima Varnam Nutan Cheralatham, Cheran Sangvatanam, and the Cheral Iruporai. So you have to know about that the Cheras were at the time of the Sangam Age. Sangam Age में Cheras नाम की एक जो है उस टाइम पर एक फेमस जो है तमिल में एक डायनेस्टी होती थी, that was known as the Cheras. You know about this. आपको इसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए बस. Now next is the Cholas. Next we would be studying about the Cholas. Now the Chola kingdom of the Sangam period extended from the Venkatam, that is Tirupati hills. So Tirupati hills से लेके जो है वो he was spread from the Tirupati. The Kaveri Delta region remained the central part of the region. Now this area was later as known as the Chola Mandalam. इसको बाद में Chola Mandalam कहा गया. Now you don't have to remember every word, you must remember that there was a Chola kingdom. So the thing that you have to remember is that the Cheras were there. Cheras were one of the part of the Tamil literature. They were at the time of the Sangam Age, and you must know about their king. That is the one is the Ilango Adigal, and the Senguvatan. You must know about these things, only that thing. सेकंड इज दी चोलास. दूसरा मतलब कि पहली चीज तो आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि भाई जो चेरास थे, चेरास कहाँ कहाँ उनका एरिया था. उसके अलावा आपको पता होना चाहिए कि वो जो है उनमें एक राजा था जिसका नाम था सेंगुटवम, और उसका एक भाई था जिसका नाम था इलेंगो अडिगल. ठीक है, ये अगर नाम आपको एग्जाम में दिख जाए तो आप जो थोड़ा अंदाजा लगा सको. तो next is the Cholas. Now the Chola kingdom of the Sangam period extended from the Venkatam, that is Tirupati hills. The Kaveri Delta region remained the central part होता था, and this area was later known as the Chola Mandalam. इस area को बाद में Chola Mandalam कहा गया. The Karaikal Vallavan or the Karaikalan. So Karikal Vallavan or the Karikalan was the most famous Chola king. So एक ये किंग आपको याद रखना है. ठीक है, Karakal Vallavam, you have to remember that. Then he defeated the combined army of the Cheras, की एक combined army थी, and Cheras, Pandyas and the 11 Valiard chieftains who supported them in the Vengi, a small village in the Tanjore region. He defeated them. He converted the forest into the cultivable land. सो इसने फॉरेस्ट को काटा और वहां पर जो है उस पर एग्रीकल्चर करना स्टार्ट किया. ही बिल्ड दी कलनाई. कलनाई मीनिंग इज अ डैम ऑफ द स्टोन्स अक्रॉस द रिवर कावेरी टू डेवलप द एग्रीकल्चर. और इस राजा ने क्या बनाया? डैम बनाया. Their port Puhar attracts the merchant from the various regions of the Indian Ocean. The Patinapalai, a poetic work in the Pathine Keji Kanaku, gives elaborate information of the trading activities during the rule of the Kalikalan. Now Kalikalanai is this is the important thing that you have to know about this. Now what is the Kalanai? Kalanai, it was a dike built with the stones. It was constructed across the Kaveri to divert the water throughout the delta region from the irrigation. When it was built, the Kalanai irrigated an area of the 69,000. तो 69,000 का एरिया ये जो है उस टाइम पर जो है उसको इरिगेट करता था. नाउ दिस वाज अबाउट द चेराज चोलाज. नाउ वी विल बी स्टडिंग अबाउट द पांड्याज. Now, where were the Pandyas? The Pandyas ruled the present day Tamil Nadu. आज का जो तमिलनाडु है उसको पांड्याज रूल करते थे. The Pandya king patronized the Tamil poets and the scholars. Several names of the Pandya kings are mentioned in the Sangam literature. में भी आपको देखने को मिलेंगे बहुत सारे नाम जो कि related हैं with the Pandyas से. Now, Neduchejium is hailed as the most popular warrior. तो इनका most popular warrior कौन था? It was the Neduchejian. Now he defeated the combined army. इसने चेरा चोलास और 5 valiant chieftains of the Kalyanganam he praised as the lord of the Korkai. So he was praised as the lord of the Korgai. Now the Pandya country was well known for the pearl hunting. Now Pandya king issued the many coins. Now their coins have the elephant on the one side and the fish on the other side. Now Madukudimi Peruvajuthi issued the coins to commemorate his performance for the many Vedic rituals. Now you can see that the kingdom of the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. Cheras were there here in the Kerala region. Pandyas were in the present the Tamil Nadu region, and the Cholas were in the upper part of that. The titles assumed by the Muvedars were the combined were known as the Muvedars, the three, that the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas. The Adavan, Kutavan, Vanavan and the Irumporai, the Seni, the Sembian, Kili, Valavan, Maran, Valuthi, Sazian, Tenar. These are the titles which were adopted by these kings. The royal insignia. So about their royal insignia, the Cheras, their garland was the flower, the port was the Mujiri or the Tondi, capital was the Vanchi. So you आपको याद रखना है कि Cheras की कैपिटल क्या थी. इनकी कैपिटल कई बार पूछ ली जाती है, तो कैपिटल आपको याद रखनी है. द कैपिटल ऑफ द चेराज वो दी वांची और दी करूर. वो मैच द फॉलोइंग में आ जाता है एग्जाम में कि मैच द फॉलोइंग में जो है कैपिटल आपसे पूछ लेगा. देन चोलाज वर दी फिग, दैट इज दी आथी लोअर. देन दी पुहार वॉज दी पोर्ट एंड दी उरियर और दी पुहार वॉज दी चोलाज की कैपिटल थी. देन पांड्याज की यू ऑल नो डेट दी मदुरई. पांड्याज हैव बीन आस्क्ड मेनी टाइम्स, सो दे बो एंड द एरो, टाइगर एंड द 2 fish. So symbol, or we can say the emblem of the or the royal insignia. Now the minor chieftains. So we don't have to study these minor chieftains, these are not important. Now let's move to the Sangam polity. So about the Sangam polity, how was the polity at that time? So the first comes is the kingship. The kingship was hereditary. The king was called as the ko. It was shortened form was the kon. Vendan, kon, manan, the Kotravan, Iravian were the other titles which were the address to the king. Now the eldest son of the resigning king generally succeeded to the throne. The coronation ceremony was known as the Arashuk Tilevar Dul or the Modi Sotu Vili. The crown prince was known as the Kuman, and which was young and were known as the Ilango, Ichijian, Ilangiral. So you must know about that these people there was the hereditary. So kingship was the hereditary. सिर्फ पहली लाइन इंपॉर्टेंट है यहाँ पर, ठीक है, कि किंग को कौन कहा जाता था। और दूसरा पहली चीज ये आपको यहाँ पे जो याद रखनी है वो ये याद रखनी है डेट द किंगशिप वॉज दी हेरिडिटरी। इस समय में जो किंगशिप थी वो So next, if I talk to about the income to the state, and the king held a daily दरबार, हर रोज एक दरबार होता था, at which we heard and resolved the disputes को सुनता था, because this shows that the justice was also provided। तो ये हमें ये भी बताता है कि भाई जस्टिस प्रोवाइड किया जाता था by the king। The income to the state was through the taxation। The land tax was main source, so they were taking the tax, and tax was in the form of the land tax was taken। The source of the revenue, and it was called as the Irai, and this apart the state collected the tolls and the customs, that is the Sangam tributes, and the fines were collected। The kings and the soldiers were the heroic anklet Veer। Now the anklet, the name of the achievement of the wearer, was blazoned। The spies were used not only to find out what was happening within the country, but also in the foreign countries। A wound in back was considered as a disgrace, and there are instances of the kings fasting unto the death because they have suffered such a wound in the battle। So अगर पीठ पर कोई जो उनके घाव हो जाता था उसको जो एक डिसग्रेस माना जाता था, क्या कहा जाता था कि ये दब्बा है, और वो जो है अपने आप को जो है फास्ट रख के अपने डेथ की तरफ जो है चला जाता था। That was known। Now the next was about the court। The court, king's court, was called as the Arasavai। So king's court was known as the Arasavai। Now the king occupied a ceremonious throne होता था in the court called as the Ariyanai। Now in the court, the king surrounded by the official distinguished visitors and the court poets होते थे। The rulers have the fivefold duties। They were the encouraging learning, encourage करनी थी, they performing the rituals, presenting the gifts, protecting the people and punishing the criminals। These were the fourfold duties। रूलर्स की 5 ड्यूटीज होती थी। पहली की भाई लर्निंग को एनकरेज करो अपने राज्य में, दूसरी अपने रिचुअल्स को परफॉर्म करवाओ, देन दी प्रेजेंट करो गिफ्ट्स को, देन प्रोटेक्ट करो लोगों को, पनिश करो क्रिमिनल्स को। Ambassadors were employed by the kings। They played a significant role। The king was assisted by a number of the officials। They were divided in the Emperunju, the 5-member committee, and the Embarayam, 8 members group। Now the army, the king's army consisted of the 4 divisions होते थे आर्मी के, namely the infantry, cavalry, the elephant, and the chariot force। The army was known as the padai बोलते थे, and the chief of the army, और जो चीफ था आर्मी का उसको बोलते थे थनथी लिवन। And the prominent weapon used during the period were the sword, cadmium, shield, and the lance, spears, bows, and the arrows। Tomaram is the mentioned as the missile to be thrown at an enemy from a distance। So जो उस टाइम पे मिसाइल भी होता था जिसको ये बोलते थे कि तोमरम। And the place where the weapons were kept was known as the Padakotil। The forts were protected by the deep moats and the trenches। The war drum was worshipped as the deity. And the law and the justice. So the king was the final authority. So the king also used to provide the justice to the people. Now in the capital town, the court of the justice was called as the Avai. In the villages, a mandaram served as the place of the dispensing the justice. Punishment was always severe punishment hoti thi. Execution was order for the theft cases, and the punishment awarded for the other crimes, including the beheading, mutilation, the offending limbs of the body, or the torture, and the imprisonment and the imposition of the fines. Such were the law and the justice. Next comes is the local administration. The entire kingdom was divided into mandalam. Mandalam was divided into the nadus. Kuram was divided into nadu, and the ur was the village, and the classified into the parur, that is the big village, sirur a small village, and the mudur was an old village depending upon its population size and the antiquity. Patinam was the name for a coastal town, and the Puhar was the general term for the harbor. So एक तो चीज आपको ये याद रखनी है कि पुहार जो है वो हार्बर टाउन होता था और पटिनम जो है वो कोस्टल टाउन होता था. Important towns were the Puhar and the Variyur, Korkai, Madurai, Mujiri, Vanji, and the Kurur and the Kanchi. These were the important places. Now the Thinai or the tract based Sangam society, this we don't have to do, leave this, leave next one. The next comes to the status of the woman. So we will talk about the status of the woman. There was no restriction for the woman in the social life. There were the learned and the wise women. So remember, the women were the learned and the wise. 40 women poets lived and they left behind the valuable works. So this is very important knowledge. Then the marriage was the matter of the self choice. अपनी मर्जी का husband choose करती थी. However, the chastity, karpu, was considered the highest virtue of the woman. And the sons and the daughters have the equal shares in their parents' property. So the advanced society was that, and the woman has a respected position in that society. Women की condition अच्छी थी. Now religious beliefs and the social division. The primary deity of the Tamil was the Seyon or the Murugan. The other gods which were worshipped were during the Sangam were the Shiva, the Mayon, Vishnu, Indra, Varunan, and the Kotravai. The hero stone Natukal worshipped was the practice. Buddhism and the Jainism was also coexisted. Now Verakal or the Natukal. The ancient Tamils have a great respect for the heroes who died in the battlefield. The hero stones were erected to commemorate the heroes who sacrificed their lives in the war. So like at this time we have the National War Museum. At that time they used to engrave the inscriptions on the stones. The caste did not develop. Caste नहीं थी इस राज्य में, as it was there in the northern India में. Varun system occupation was the base system to the Dravidian south comparatively late. Now if I talk to about the dress and the ornaments, the rich people wore the muslin पहनते थे, silk and the fine cotton garments. The common people wore the two pieces of the clothes made up of the cotton. The Sangam literature refers to the clothes kalingam, which were thinner than the skin of the snake. Then the women adorned their hair plaits with the flower. The both men and the women wore a variety of the ornaments. They were made up of the gold, silver, pearls, and the precious stones, conch shells, and the beards. The people were fond of the using the aromatic perfumes. So prosperous society, इससे पता चलता है कि जो society थी वो prosperous society थी. Next comes about the art. Now there are the many references to the variety of the musical instruments such as the drum, flute, and the yaj. Karikalan was the master of the 7 notes of the music. Singing bards were the carrier of the panar and the valiyar. Dancing was performed in the Kali Gayar. Pothu was the most important cultural practice of the people of the Sangam age. They developed the concept of the Muthamiz, that is the Iyal, Isai, and the Natkam. Occupation, these people have the occupation like the agriculture, cattle rearing, fishing, hunting. Other craftsmen like the carpenter, blacksmith, goldsmiths, and the potters were also the part of the population. Weaving was the most common part-time occupation of the farmers and the regular full-time for the many others. Festivals, if I talk to you about that, the people celebrated the several festivals. The harvest, the festival was the Pongal, and the festival of the spring, Karthigai, were the some of them. Indira Vijay was celebrated in the capital. There were many amusements and the games. This included the dances, festivals, the bull fights and the cock fight, the dice hunting, wrestling, and the playing in the swings. So these were the festivals. Next comes is the trade. Now ट्रेड एग्जिस्टेड एट द 3 लेवल, तीन सतर पर जो है इनकी ट्रेड होती थी. पहली जो लोकल लेवल पे ओवरलैंड एंड द ओवरसीज दे यूज्ड टू ट्रेड. द एक्सटेंसिव एंड द लुक्रेटिव फॉरेन ट्रेड एंड द तमिलिज्म एंजॉयड ड्यूरिंग द पीरियड ऑफ द स्टैंड्स अ टेस्टिमनी टू द फैक्ट दैट द Tamils have been the great seafarers. Warehouses for the storing good were the built along the coast. The chief ports had a lighthouses which were called as the Kalang Relungu Sudar. The caravans of the merchants carried their merchandise in the different places of the oxen-driven carts, and the barter system were the prevalent. The major ports they have given, then the major export, the major import, we are not concerned with this. So this was all about this. Not much we have to know about this chapter. इतना हमें नहीं पढ़ना है, हमें सिर्फ इतना पढ़ना है. And they have not given the more things about this the Sangam age. They have more Tamil state. Tamizhagam means the Tamil state. Now they have not mentioned more about the Sangam age. They have only mentioned about the Chera, Cholas and the Pandyams and the polity and the administration about that. So you have to know that the Sangam means the association of the poets. Poets used to write they were the royal patronage of the king of the Madurai. So Movenders were the Chera, Cholas and the Pandyas. They were controlled the territories of the yes Sangam is all about the Tamil state. So I was at the beginning I was saying that the Sangam in the Hindi means that the association. In Hindi also the Sangam means that the association. Yes. So and the poems were about the love and the war. They used to write the war which were fought by the Cheras, Cholas and the Pandyas, and about the love stories of that time. The Allahabad Prayagraj, you have a Sangam. Sangam means that the meeting of the 3 rivers. At there the Yamuna, the Ganga and the Saraswati, the 3 rivers meet at the Prayagraj or the old one, that is also called as the Sangam. And this Sangam is related to the Tamil poets, and the much we don't have to know, and it was very hard for me to pronounce the Tamil words. So pardon me for that. So this was all, and next we will be doing the next chapter, and that is the post-modern India. So I would be starting this, I would be giving you a new, yes, Triveni Sangamam, yes Raja, Triveni Sangam. So I would be starting this chapter right after this, and I would be giving you a new link for this. So do connect with that link.